Because of the harmful effects surrounding illicit drug use, it is imperative that the U.S. does everything to reduce, or even better, eliminate drugs that come from South and Latin America.
Over 32% of inmates in the state prisons of the United States were either influenced of drugs or possessions of drugs when arrested.
Where you are from?
Pues donde yo vivo es un pueblo muy chiquito que no hay tanto tráfico de drogas ni tanta violencia ni nada, pero pues en Chihuahua sí se usa mucho el tráfico y todo eso.
Is drug use common?
Pues como digo, también ahí donde mi pueblo es muy pequeño, tanto no usamos tantas drogas, no usan más bien, pero en Chihuahua pues sí hay muchos drogadictos y todo.
What's your point of view on drugs?
Pues que no son buenas para uno, no hay por qué usarlas y no deberían de hacerlas o venderlas, transportarlas a otros estados.
Yes, in this valley it's very common. There's like, I think 16 dispensaries just in Carbondale. Well, it's mostly like the teens, like marijuana use and that kind of stuff, and like there's a lot of alcohol mixed in and everything, but I would say it's mostly the teens with marijuana. And there are like the hardcore like acid, like cocaine mixed in and stuff, of course.
Of view on drugs?
I don't think like minors should be using them, but I definitely think that like if you're using things like marijuana like safely, like it's fine, but not like the hardcore like cocaine, meth, heroin, like that is not okay.
What is your point of view on drugs or drug trafficking?
Okay, well, there's two different things then. If you're talking about drugs in general, and I presume you're talking illicit drugs, right? Not prescription drugs. All right. So, you know, really, I mean, anything like alcohol, even though it's legal, marijuana here in Colorado, even though it's legal, you know, and then you have other illicit drugs like, you know, meth, coke, and everything, heroin, and all of that. I think that people use those most of the time as an escape to try to get, you know, really, I mean, anything like alcohol, even though it's legal, marijuana here in Colorado, even though it's legal, you know, and then you have other illicit drugs like, you know, meth, coke, and everything, heroin, and all of that. I think that people use those most of the time as an escape to try to get away from whatever's going on in the world around them. And I think that's part of why they abuse it as well, is because they're trying to get rid of some feelings and replace it with the others. And then with the heavier illicit drugs, I think the bigger problem is that they like that feeling they get naturally, you know, from that type of drug, but it's never the same the next time they use it. So they're always chasing to get that feeling again. I think that's part of the bigger problem.
Okay. What are some solutions to war on drugs?
You know, education is one of the biggest things. You know, having solid studies to go ahead and put in place, and you know, to really bring it about to people and in their face. You know, bring in the addicts, bring in the people that have been through the system, that know what it does to you, and show where they started and where they ended up with everything. I think that's part of it, and also helping to just communicate with people and help them make better choices, build their self-esteem. And you know, once you have people that have stronger self-esteem, and you know, you can really promote them as far as an individual, I think that'll definitely help them make better choices, so they'll, you know, be less likely to go ahead and get into that or abuse it if they do experience it.
Okay. What is it like where you are from?
¿Cómo?
Okay, sorry. Okay, mira, tú puedes responder
Tengo que responder en español,
Sí, sí, okay. La primera es cómo es. Ajá. Y luego la tercera, drug use is common over there. Sí, es común. What's your point of view on drugs? Lo que piensas. Okay. Dime cuando estés listo.
Que como, o sea, la primera, como allá te digo
que ¿cómo es?
En cuanto a las drogas.
Sí. Y la segunda, si es común. La tercera, tú lo que piensas. Ready? Okay. Start. What is it like where you are from?
Pues en Medellín, donde yo vengo, exactamente en la ciudad, es una de las ciudades donde más se ve como el narcotráfico y las cosas así que tienen que ver con drogas. Entonces, pues sí, allá la gente lo ve como algo, hoy en día lo ve como algo muy normal. Lo puedes conseguir con mucha facilidad, lo puedes conseguir en las escuelas, en las esquinas, en cualquier persona que tú menos pienses, hasta los niños chiquitos te la pueden vender, los usan como mediantes para que la muevan y así es algo muy, ya lo ves como muy común, no es como un tabú tanto.
Okay. Is drug use common?
Te puedo decir, yo te diría que sí, para mí demasiado. Por ejemplo, las personas van caminando en las calles con un tabaco de marihuana en la boca como si fuera un cigarrillo. Y es algo normal, los policías no lo ven como algo normal, los policías te ven y no te dicen nada por eso. Niños pequeños tú los ves también consumiendo todo tipo de drogas, en las fiestas es muy común. Los policías decomisan las drogas para ingerirlas ellos mismos, no las suspenden, sino que ellos mismos las ingieren y así. Pues es algo muy común, te diría yo.
Okay. What's your point of view on drugs?
Yo pienso, mi opinión personal de las drogas, yo te puedo decir que es algo que cada quien ve cómo las usa y cómo las utiliza. Es algo que en sí no es algo como correctamente para usarlo ni nada, porque obviamente destroza tu vida. Si no lo sabes controlar, va a acabar con tu vida lentamente, tu dinero te lo vas a gastar en todas las drogas. Si te vuelves muy vicioso, todo tu dinero va a quedar en eso, vas a terminar en las calles pidiendo limosnas por drogas y todo eso. Es algo que no te lo aconsejaría como ser humano que lo consumieras. Eso es lo que yo pienso.
Okay, gracias.